Some out-of-this-world video to show you. NASA astronauts set out on a spacewalk outside the International Space Station today. Their mission, install a pair of high-def TV cameras. Those cameras will let them keep an eye on new crew capsules that are set to arrive in the coming months. And pretty soon, astronauts could also be getting some help making repairs in space.
And it's all thanks to a Bay Area company. KPIX 5's Mary Lee joins us now to show us what they're up to. Mary?
That's right, Liz and Ellen, and I have to say it's pretty cool. When astronauts need something in space, they also need a rocket to get it to them. Now imagine how easy it is to just 3D print everything. We got a special tour of the company Made in Space that partners with NASA to make that happen.
So this is actually a live view from the space station.
Here at Made in Space Mission Control at Moffett Field, engineers are working with NASA astronauts orbiting 200 miles above Earth. Dylan Tepper is the person NASA calls when astronauts aboard the International Space Station need technical help with their printer.
They'll ask questions, and usually that goes to someone at NASA, and then they'll be like, did you hear the question? Do you have an answer? And so you answer them real quick, and then they relay it back to the astronaut. It's like a very long-distance game of telephone.
Made in Space partnered with NASA as the only company to 3D print in space. It's a faster way to get parts to astronauts instead of sending up a rocket.
This is what the printer looks like on the International Space Station. We designed it so to be very hands-off with the astronauts because their time's very valuable. All they really need to do is turn it on, and when the part's finished, they open the door just like a microwave and pull the finished part out and bag it and send it back to wherever it belongs. Occasionally, whenever the printer runs out of filament, all they do is they pull this out and pop in a new canister, just like a print cartridge.
Back on Earth, they've been testing out just how much their 3D printers can do.
So can we talk about this long piece here up on the ceiling?
Sure, what we have above us is the world's longest 3D printed non-assembled piece.
And it's also the same size as what's going up on the ISS, right?
That's right, it's about the same size as one of the International Space Station's solar array wings.
Very cool. Did you plan that?
It just happened to work out that way.
They've already 3D printed 100 parts in space.
One thing that is a surprising use on the space station is researchers with their experiments will sometimes just run out of sample containers and have to cut their experiments short.
Their next big project with NASA, designing and using robots in space. Engineers say working with astronauts on the ISS is an incredible, out-of-this-world experience.
When they actually installed our printer, or when they've installed other things, and I've lugged that thing around, it's like 100 pounds, and they're just like lifting it with one finger, and he's just like moving it around and then leaves it floating on the ceiling.
It was amazing talking to them. Well, engineers say their next generation machines will also make crystals, fiber optics, and even 3D print metal in space. Mary Lee, KPIX 5.